So I've got a new project. When our chickens lay eggs, they just go right on the ground right now because I'm a lazy piece of garbage. So I'm gonna build a nesting box, but I don't want to cut these plastic lids. I've used a plastic bucket before, and I'm gonna throw this in the laser so I get a cleaner cut. So I guess the advantage to having a laser engraving business is you get to use fun tools like lasers. So we're gonna take this stack of lids, let's put some holes in them. So the plan here is I usually would drill a hole so then I could fit my jigsaw in and then cut, and then cut, and then cut, and then cut, but that's gonna leave a jagged edge, and since I have a laser here, I don't want the chickens to get cut, and I can also round the corners on the edges so that they have a little more comfortable door to get into. So I have found that 5 inches, a 5-inch square works good, 6 inches. I built these before and they work great. And I'll put a link to the video that I had that when these were hooked on, the buckets are green. First thing I gotta do is find the height of this thing, and it's gonna be, it kind of arcs here, but that shouldn't really affect me too much. 0.61. This is a 12-inch diameter. Focus. Treating this like acrylic. 10% at 100% power. And I'm a little OCD, so I want to have this logo straight up and down. Boom. So now onto the base. What I've got here is I just got done building a big table. So I've got some leftover lumber here, and I'm just gonna do this quickly. I'm gonna cut this in half, and then I'm gonna cut this in half, and then I'm gonna set this right in the middle. I'm gonna trace around this bottom part right here on the wood, and then it's gonna contour, and I'm gonna screw from the inside, because when I take that top off, I'll have access to it with the drill. And that way I'm gonna have 2 flat surfaces to just place this in. It'll give it some bottom weight so that it doesn't roll over anything when the birds are in there, and it also keeps it square to this opening. If you're wondering what's going on with my saw, this is old. This was my first radial arm saw. It fell off of my sawhorse's handle broke, so you gotta grab the handle like an ejection seat and then hold this. Not very ergonomical, but as you can see, doesn't affect the flavor of the meat. So I want to get this, I want to have enough shear strength, so I don't want to come too deep, otherwise a piece of lumber is only as strong as where the cut comes. So if I cut way up here, I've got pretty much a 2x5 or 2x4. But if I cut down here, this is only equivalent to like a 2x1. The bucket tapers. So what I'll do is I'm just going to see the stability, and I'm going to do something very unscientific. So if you see here there's a gap. I think what I may do, like I said, this is not very scientific, and you know, that fits good enough for a chicken pen. Now what I'm going to do to make the back one, since it does taper, I'm just going to get this approximately level, and then I'm going to mark it right there. In case you're wondering why I didn't make one cut, jigsaw is hitting the clamp. Boom. Feet to my tripod. I don't know what that's about. Chickens can get in there. This size may look a little small for a chicken body, but their feathers give them a lot of thickness, and they can defend this area while they're doing their business. So if it was much bigger, we've had 3 chickens in a bucket before, so they will cram themselves in there, but they can at least sit here and defend while they do their stuff, and then since they're not a broody breed, they'll get out of there so other people can get in there. Other chickens, not people. People don't lay eggs. Now what we gotta do is we gotta cut a hole here. I wanna make this square with these handles, so it's, so I'm gonna make a mark. I'm gonna get a Sharpie. Like a man. We wanna make it big enough where if we do have to pull a chicken out, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 6 inches to either side, so we got a 12-inch, and then we'll say this is center, so I'm gonna go, we're gonna make it 8 inches. Get her jiggy on.
So while I'm watching this, I'm realizing how dangerous this looks. If you make one of these, don't cut your fingers off, please. No buckets were harmed in the making of this film.
I want to make sure I get these screwed in here relatively level. So I'm just using a level on the opening. That looks about good. I'm just using a 2-inch. This is what I have. Again, this isn't like majorly structural, so don't overthink it.
Really annoying. I need a smaller drill.
So I'm using a longer bit. All right, so we're ready to go. So this just sits there on the ground. It can be moved, carried, whatever. What if you left this on and you just took it out and you carried your eggs in? Huh.
Okay, let's go back to the farm, finish this up.
What's up, dogs?
Hi, doggies. Hi, hi, hi. These aren't my dogs. Hi, hi.
I'm gonna get some flashing. We're gonna get this finished up before the sun goes down. So, I don't have a tape measure, so I get to eyeball this the old-fashioned way. I mean, I own a tape measure.
I am a man. I am a man.
I need a hole over here and a hole over here for this bungee cord. So, I'm really not as messy as my shop lets on right now.
That's not true at all.
So I apologize for all my tools being out of where they belong. Okay, I'm having an ingenious idea. So, I had 10 pens with 2 of these, so I built 20 of these before, and we got hundreds of eggs a week. So, this is I've done this before, but now with this base, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a little screw here, so then in the morning you can just link it up, and place this back down, put it on, and hook it back on. That's what I'm gonna do. Make sure you point the screw kind of upwards. Acting like a hook. Just like that. Boom, now we're done. Cool. Now that this is like this, and I have this to do that, I'm gonna actually cut this. I'm gonna cut this shorter. There you go, done. Nesting box. Let's take it out to the pens. Almost like somebody should take a photo. When we do this, we put bedding in there. It protects the, get it nice and compacted. It protects the eggs. It also gives them something to sit on. Ben, go ahead and show us how you're currently getting eggs. Hello, ladies. So we're gonna train the chickens. They say if you want to get chickens to lay into a certain thing, you can put golf balls if they haven't started to lay. We're gonna put these in here like this. And we're gonna put those in here and we're gonna check them out in the morning. Put this in here like this, and we're gonna see how that goes. Can't beat that. Here's the older generation pen that I did. I got away from this because obviously this wood rots, and then these get in the way. You saw these get in the way. You saw when I was moving them. I did space them from here to here so that the dolly can fit in, but they just get really heavy on this side. And if you notice, this pen has a full roof. This didn't have a roof. And anyway, long story. Okay, let's take a look here. Hold this up, buddy. Holy mother of Merle, look at all those eggs in there. Look at that. Whew, there you go. So they ate all the hay in there, but they got eggs in there. So hello, ladies. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. If you have any questions, reach out in the comments. So here we go.